Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Nintendo News Report. I'm Donald Terriel, your news editor at Nintendo World Report. Alex Kalafi is on assignment, and so
Wait, where is he on assignment?
He's doing some testing.
Undisclosed location.
He's testing the Crunchyroll app on Wii.
Okay, I mean someone's got to do it, I guess.
Yeah. So as you can see, we were joined by He was originally doubtful for the show, but he has made a miraculous recovery to join us tonight, Zach Miller.
Well, on the list.
If we're going to go injury report-wise, I mean, fun fact for all you NFL fans out there, that when people say that it's doubtful, it's about a 75% chance that they're not going to play. Questionables, 50% probable, 25% chance that they're not going to play. So it's just...
Would I have been considered out for the game or the season, Neal?
You might have been on long-term IR. I don't know.
Yes, and as you've seen, we've had to bring in two people to replace Alex tonight. The first of those is NWR site director Neal Ronahan.
Hi, everybody. I'm in a new undisclosed location somewhere in the eastern seaboard.
And representing the European contingent, and the man who is up way too late at night or way too early in the morning, is Mr. Don Koopman.
Hello, everybody. I am an old undisclosed location somewhere in Europe.
Yes, and we've all got our mascots for the evening. I got Denver and Hoots over here. one of which I paid money for, and one of which I earned. So
that's good. It's good to know.
I have the best mascot of them all, which is an amiibo that America doesn't have.
You. And I'd asked Zach to show one of his, but we get thrown off YouTube at that point.
Yeah. They're not all naked.
No, just most of them.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're here to talk Nintendo news, and well, the top story this week, it actually broke last week, but it broke after we did the last show, so we're just now getting around to it, but it's still somewhat relevant. An article came out from the Wall Street Journal last Friday indicating that Nintendo had finally started shipping development hardware for the NX, whatever that is. The article indicated that there is a console hooking up to TV and mobile component to it, and it had gone out to major third parties. So that we know that there is something there, but of course Nintendo is still not going to talk about the NX until next year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, well, here's the one thing, is that I think as far as
Look, it's clearly a new controller.
It's probably maybe there's like a tablet or something in the controller, and it's like it's a GameCube controller, but there's a tablet in the middle. Like, how cool would that be?
Oh,
that would be pretty sweet. But as far as I've been able to kind of figure out with this from talking to people, I think that the dev kits that are out in the wild are only in the hands of very big developers. I don't think that like for your eShop devs, I don't think they've sniffed this thing unless there's some exclusive deal with Yacht Club or something forthcoming that I legitimately know nothing about, if that's in the works. But I think that like right now it's possibly in the hands of a Ubisoft or an EA, as Nintendo once again does that every half decade, the desperate ploy to be like, please make games for us, please.
Please support us at launch.
But the one thing that I still don't have totally figured out on this is I don't know if this still guarantees a 2016 launch. It seems to be leaning that way very heavily from these rumors that are circulating that like it's got to be next year. But when has Nintendo been the company to just be like, we're going to do it what would be expected?
Yeah, but the lead up to Wii was also like pretty long.
Yeah. I mean, the lead up for Wii, that was a 2-year process. I think it's the murmurs on that was like 2004.
Yeah, because
it's a really hard call. It's a really hard call.
Yeah, because they had their big reveal for what we knew was the Revolution in 2005, and then they brought it out the next Christmas. Now, given that they've talked about a handheld component to this, whatever they've sent out for the dev kits, it's entirely possible that we could be looking at a 3DS successor next Christmas. They've done rapid turnaround on hand.
That seems way more likely, because if you think about it, and I know Donald, I mean you've written stuff on the site about how at least the beginning of next year for RPGs on the 3DS is going to be amazing. But what the hell do we know that's going to come out in the second half of next year? And I think that that's the one thing that people kind of overlook is that it's not like we're going to get the Wii U successor next year. We'd get a 3DS successor next year. It might be the kind of thing where it's like, okay, the NX platform, like Wii U and Zelda is still going to be going, like the Zelda's going to come to Wii U. That's going to be a late 2016 release on Wii U. But then we're going to be launching the NX, the handheld variety, with the home variety coming in 2017.
Yeah. And especially with Zelda, you never want to attribute to malice that could be attributed to marketing, and they're going to want to have a new Zelda game out next year because it's the 30th anniversary of Zelda.
Yeah.
They had Skyward Sword for the 25th, and they probably should have something for the 30th, and hopefully we see something on that end, possibly in December at the Game Awards, but who knows?
Yeah, I mean, that seems to be the most likely scenario that they're going to show off more Zelda. I mean, that seems to be like almost the only place that they do it now, because where have you gone, Nintendo Directs? I miss you so.
Yeah.
But
yeah, and the people responding to Nintendo America every time they tweet is like, give us a direct, give us a direct. It's like, you're not getting one. I mean, we'll talk about this later. Was the possibility of one this week. It was heavily rumored. It just never came to pass. But
Yeah.
those rumors, I kept on trying to find something more solid, and it was all I couldn't. A lot of the people that I have trusted very implicitly with hearing stuff about like, oh, there's going to be a director, like here's the Smash Brothers DLC character, stuff that I've heard that one. They were all like, I mean, it could happen, but I can't lock it down.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, a lot of those rumors, like, we ran the rumor story because we heard enough smoke about it, but it didn't seem that strong.
Yeah, and
anyway.
Yeah, and there's that laundry list of things that, between leaks and rumors and all that.
I think Twilight Princess HD is like a 100% certainty. It's just a matter of when.
I think it's just gonna be part of the 30th anniversary of Zelda next year.
Yeah, it'll be out next year.
Yeah.
But like I think that is happening. It'll probably happen in the first half of next year. Maybe it'll be something like Hyrule Warriors Legends is going to come out, and then like Twilight Princess maybe on the same day or something like that. Make it a big Zelda event.
Possibly, yeah.
But getting back to the NX news there, the line that everybody ran with out of the Wall Street Journal story was that they were using industry-leading chips in the NX, allegedly. Now, the question then becomes, what metric are you using for the industry-leading chips? Because when I hear that term, I'm thinking these things.
What happened? No. That's very clever. Wait, you're up in Canada. Where's them ketchup-flavored chips? They all seem to be so fancy.
It was either going to bring in those or all the rest, but then, well, those were donated for the show.
But I mean, I'd love to see the NX come out next year and be super powerful, but I really don't know. And we actually, I believe we have someone in the chat, which you could chat on it too, and I'll keep an eye out on it. The chat on the YouTube page for this. I think someone's saying it. I don't know when exactly they made this comment. I only started looking at the chat recently, but about how they can't launch it any later than 2016. And I don't think that's the case. If anything, looking at the previous final years of the GameCube and the Wii, Nintendo has proven that they could take an entire year of releasing nothing before launching their next console.
Well, they release a few things, but it doesn't seem to indicate that they have anything for the second half outside of maybe Zelda.
Yeah. But, I mean, once again, let's think to before E3 this year. Okay, we knew about Xenoblade Chronicles. We didn't know about Mario Tennis. We didn't know about Animal Crossing. Okay, we didn't know about Yoshi's Woolly World. We knew about Mario. Okay, so maybe that doesn't hold up, but still, there's two games that, by delay, Mario Tennis and Animal Crossing, whether we think they're good games or not, or we're excited for them, those are two accidentally large November releases that we didn't know about until E3, and that's happened to the Triforce Heroes. We only learned about at E3.
Yeah.
Yokai Watch coming over, I think, was right before E3. Like, there's just because we don't know of anything for the second half of 2016 now doesn't mean that there will be nothing. There might be very little. But I mean, like, let's put it this way: if there's another year before NX hits, like, there will be more things on Wii U and 3DS next year. It's just that we might not give a crap about them.
Yeah,
Sure.
but those consoles need to be chugging along if NX really wants to release next year, because this year is not really looking hopeful for the big November releases.
Yeah,
So
this year reminds me a lot of 2008 as far as
Yeah,
past Nintendo
yeah.
stuff. Where, I mean, you think about it, like, I mean, you had that awesome new 3DS launch at the beginning of this year with Monster Hunter and then Majora's Mask 3D. And then you had Splatoon, which was amazing and is still amazing. And then you had Mario Maker, which was on the earlier side of the fall. And then the rest of the fall was kind of meh. 2008, you had that 3 months in a row was Brawl, Mario Kart Wii, and Wii Fit. And then the fall was like Wii Music and Animal Crossing and farts.
Yeah.
Wario Land.
Yeah.
Okay, no, and Wario Land was a diamond in the rough, but they didn't market that game at all.
No, they released it to die.
I just realized something. We have this is 2008 all over again because we have a Good Feel platformer in October, and we've got an Animal Crossing game that nobody asked for in November.
Yeah.
Wow,
And,
it's true.
And Matthew Wilson in the chat is saying both Microsoft and Sony both showed you could do a short lead up, and to that I 100% agree, and I think that's what Nintendo should do. It's just that I don't know if they're going to do that.
Yeah.
The answer is to have software available to even make that happen, which
Yeah.
I don't think they necessarily have.
And they have been kind of gearing up for that to a certain extent because because when did I wish I knew off the top of my head when the restructure. I mean, they've had the restructure kind of, I guess, made a bigger leap forward post Iwata's death, but they had the two software divisions join up, I think, a year ago or so. So that could be. Yeah. I mean, if you think about how kind of anemic this year is from internally developed first-party titles, like, or at least major ones, because you do have, like, Triforce Heroes was made internally, although I think Grezzo helped out a good deal.
That's correct, yeah.
Yeah, but the internal teams aren't necessarily 100% occupied right now. They are, I would assume, working on future titles for undetermined platforms.
Yeah.
Likely, it's one of the reasons we're likely not have heard of ED Tokyo for a while.
Yeah, well, I mean, they made I think it was the quote at the beginning of this year about how we're making the next 3D Mario, but it's not going to be for Wii U or 3DS.
Yeah.
Or at least it was heavily insinuated that was the case.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And we heard that, like, when they spoke about Metroid Prime 4 at E3 and said it would take about 3 years for that anyway.
Yeah. And I think that, I mean, we don't know what Retro's working on. And I think at this point, Retro should be working on a game for the NX.
Yeah.
Hopefully a launch game, maybe? Like, that. I mean, that would be smart. I would hope.
Maybe ED Tokyo's next game will be a launch game. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what they need to do to make a dent in what's going on with PS4 and Xbox One.
Except if they want to release New Super Mario Bros. NX.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to go back to that well that early, but yeah, we've said before that if they come out of the gate with a Metroid and a 3D Mario, that's going to be probably one of the strongest starts they've ever had for a console.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
But I mean, would that even guarantee success? We don't know. I mean, that's really. I mean, Nintendo as developers, they need to have their strongest shit out there day one. And I think what happened with Wii U, as we kind of all know, is that HD development was hard, and they didn't know that right away. Because on paper, that if that Wii U launch happened as planned, like the first 4 months would have also had Pikmin 3. Wonderful 101, We Fit You, like that would have been a really impressive launch lineup. And what happened was they had a pretty good day one lineup and then nothing for 6 months outside of Lego City Undercover and Game & Wario.
Yeah.
But I mean, if they come out of the gun and they have a good marketing campaign leading it up, then NX could do some damage. But I mean, there's always hope. I want to be surprised.
So let's look at the new releases for the week here. The big one, of course, being Legend of Zelda Triforce Heroes. Did any of us get in on the demo besides me?
No, Zach and I were off in Green Bay, so I did not get to play that demo.
And to be fair, Neal, you had the review copy as well.
Yeah. So I didn't even download the demo.
I bought another copy of that for my American 3DS because hey, it's region locked.
No, I sincerely thought that the voice chat, they didn't have voice chat and they had the emotes, so that way people from different languages could play. Like, I was like, oh, that kind of made sense. And then I went, because I knew it was out in Japan, and I went online, like, a couple days before it came out in America, and was just like, how come there's no one here? And then Googled it and was like, oh, that's why. That's dumb.
Yeah,
I mean, it is dumb.
Because I know from my experience with the demo, the one level local was fine. Had a good run with that. But playing it online that weekend, it was a gong show. Like, it was unplayable both times I tried.
Since launch, running fine for me. Like, I had, from the little bit that I played online before launch, which is our review on the site right now is just a single-player review. I'll be adding local and online components pretty soon. I'm going to be playing a lot of local tomorrow, and I've been playing online since the game came out, a lot more. Since the game came out, I've had virtually no trouble both playing with randoms and lag. I've had great times playing with people that I have no idea about as we kind of help each other out and teach each other, except for there was one level that I was on that was me and another guy trying to convince a guy how to throw a bomb so we could use the gust jar to blow it across a thing. He kept on being like, let's totem. And we're like, you son of a bitch.
My European experience has been very different from my American experience because half of the European people are just goddamn trolls. So I already have 12 people blocked on my list, and the list is growing with every single day.
Wow.
The American one. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, the American list, I only have one so far, and I'm enjoying the game way more now.
Yeah, no, for me, I've noticed that at least, I mean, I don't know if this, I don't have the European people to compare to, but for Americans, it's like, we'll troll once and, like, be a dick and blow someone off a stage, and then it'll just stop. Like, because I've had that before where I was like, you jerk, and then we go kill a boss together. I'm blown away. I expected to hate playing with randoms, and I'm actually having a ball.
Yeah.
I can't wait to play more.
So one story from the European version. So we were close at the end of the stage. We were almost done with the boss, and then he throws himself into the boss, and we die.
I think it was anytime there's bombs involved, I've had trouble because it'll always an accidental death will happen because like we'll have the last hit on the boss, and then a bomb will have been in the range of someone and take them out before the last hit connects.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun, but you need to be in the right circumstances for it. You need to, have that right team online, which so far I've been lucky. And playing that game single player is one of the worst Zelda experiences I've ever played.
True.
It's so rough. Because it's just tedious. Like, the puzzles are there, and I'll be like, oh, that's a clever puzzle. All right, now let me change this guy, and then I'll change that guy, and then get on his head, and then take the other guy, and put him on my head, and then I'll throw him there, and then but I gotta switch to that guy, so I can throw that guy. And I'm gonna shoot the arrows there, and then I use the group shot to do that, and then the bombs.
Yeah, it's bad.
I finally played Arena for the first time, those Colosseum battles, with a few friends, and actually liked it.
Oh, I need to try that. That's online, or is that only local?
It's a local and online.
Okay, cool. I'm going to be playing it locally with some friends tomorrow, so I'll have to mess around with that.
I did the download play today. It's nice, but it is really limited if you're the one as the downloader.
Yeah. And I haven't been able to try this. I'll be doing that tomorrow, but can you do it where you have two people that have a copy of the game and one person download play, or does everybody...
That's possible, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
that's
good.
Possible.
Yeah, because I think some of my local multiplayer is going to end up being in that fashion. So
that's what I'll be doing tomorrow.
Because if you start off download play, it's still somebody who has who can enter local play and still join your match, so it's still possible.
Cool.
Yeah. Other new releases. I put a round into the Yokai Watch demo just before the show here.
It's the E3 demo.
Okay.
Exactly. It's the same exact demo.
Yeah. And I think I finished it in about 15 minutes once I started going with the arrows. I'm really getting concerned that level 5 is sort of the Ubisoft of Japan, because this is feeling so much like LBX, which felt so much like Inazuma 11. The only difference is you have...
It's like the same kind of graphics, the same kind of dialogue, the same kind of style, just like the means for battling is different, and the means for battling here honestly seems to be the worst out of Inazuma 11, LBX, and Yokai.
Yeah.
The most simple.
Apparently, somebody is saying to me on Twitter, like, you can use the buttons instead of doing the touchscreen stuff for everything. I'm not seeing that, but I will try it again, because I had high hopes for this game. I'm kind of wondering if it will take off here, but it's probably not going to do Pokemon.
I like, the market's different. Like, you can't have that kind of thing, and I don't think that. I mean, I don't think Nintendo, and even because it's on Disney XD, I don't think they're, as far as I can tell, I don't think it's going to catch on. I could be surprised. I mean, I have a couple of nieces and nephews that are in that, like 4 to 10 age range that this would kind of appeal to. And I'll be curious to see if it reaches them.
To me,
which,
what's
so far, I actually saw my niece earlier today, and I did mention it to her, and she's like, "What's that?"
To me, what's honestly surprising is that they started with the first game, because that first game was, in my opinion, a bit bare bones compared to the second game, which is a way more expanded world, has way more options for you to do, way little mini games for you to play. The first game is really bare bones in that regard.
Yeah,
and I played for the Japanese versions, so I
like,
know.
I'm curious what the battle is like. Have you played the demo, Dylan?
Yeah.
Is that all there is to battling? Is it just like cycle through them, do mini games, purify things? Is that it?
Yeah.
I'm with Donald that, like, I was looking forward to this. Like, the idea of it, the world seems really fun, but it's just that, like, that battling, it's not terrible. It honestly feels like a junky Pokemon offshoot that, like, Ubisoft would have made on the DS.
That is why I'm saying they should have gone with the second, because that battle stuff is way more varied in the second game than the first one ever was.
Well, hopefully we'll get that. I mean, who knows? The future is a weird thing.
Yeah.
Because, well, everything came out this week. I think there was about 15, 20 games just on Nintendo systems that I had to put in the downloads. But the two other ones, Guitar Hero Live, which didn't show up in the downloads just because it doesn't have a download version. Neal, I think you're reviewing that.
Expect the review sometime early next week. We got it a little late. The Wii U because it's very dependent on online servers. The Wii U servers didn't go up until launch, so there's that. But I think that the first, for people who are unfamiliar with Guitar Hero Live, there are two parts of it. There's Guitar Hero Live, which is what that is. That's like the first-person perspective. You're playing in this fake band on a stage, playing the game, and if, like, you mess up, then, like, the crowd and your band members get mad at you, and it's all FMV live action. That kind of sucks.
Okay.
I'll just be blunt about that. Like, the idea of it's really cool, but, like, because of how you're on the stage, it's like the music is a little drowned out compared to the crowd. So, like, I actually had to, like, up my volume switching between that and the other part of the game, which is more traditional Guitar Hero. And I don't really have an urge to play any more of the live FMV stuff. It's not fun. The only reason why I'll play through it is to unlock more songs. The other side of it, Guitar Hero TV, is really cool, although I still think if you were to ask me Rock Band or Guitar Hero, I might side with Rock Band, at least for now. So it's kind of more like, whereas Rock Band, I guess you could make the comparison. Rock Band and old school Guitar Hero was way more like iTunes, like buy what you want, play what you want, etc., etc. Guitar Hero Live is basically like Spotify or a Pandora Radio or something like that, where when you go into it, there are two channels that you can choose from. Which I did read something that they will be adding more channels and stuff, and the channels have like program schedules. It's like a TV, like a Guitar Hero TV possibly. And on these channels, it'll be like a half-an-hour block that'll be like indie favorites or like Guitar Hero classics or like classic rock. And for that half an hour stretch, they'll just have songs continuously playing. You can join in and out whenever you want. And I found that to be a really fun way of just experiencing the game, going through music discovery, hearing bands that I've never heard of before, playing through songs. And that's been kind of fun because you can just switch between the two, like, oh, I don't want to play that song, or I've played that song before. I'm going to switch to the other channel, and that's there. Additionally, as you level up in this game, like the more you play, the better you do, then you go to a higher level. And you unlock coins and you unlock plays. You can use your coins to buy more plays. You can also use real money to buy more plays. And that you go to the entire music catalog for the Guitar Hero TV section, which right now stands at about 200 songs, and they're going to be adding more every week.
Wow.
For however long, I don't know. And you use those plays to then play songs that are being used for the TV stuff, but use them to play them whenever you want.
Oh.
Which is, I mean, you could be going in there and buying plays. You can even do like if you're gonna have a party, I think it's like $6. You can have access to every song for an entire day. But for me, like I put a handful of hours into it. I'm over level 10 now, and I've used probably 20 to 30 plays on my own, and I still have 30 left. And that's just all from naturally playing the game. And I'm not really in any kind of danger. Like, I played what I wanted to play. And I like the idea of it. I'm interested to see how they develop it, because if this is what it is and they don't add more to it, like, it could get stale really quickly, the way it's structured. But if they keep on adding new songs, they also have stuff like Guitar Hero Premium content, which they have like a concert thing from Avenged Sevenfold, and they're apparently going to be working to record concerts of bands, like I think Weezer's one of them too, that they will record the concert and then have the concert up there and then chart it. And it has a lot of potential. I'm enjoying it a whole lot, but just the Guitar Hero Live portion of it isn't that great. Guitar Hero TV is the way to go.
I literally have still have a copy here lying around. I still need to play it and unbox it, so I will do that probably over the weekend.
Yeah, and the sort of the last game to mention here is from Ubisoft on the 3DS, Gravity Falls, Legend of the Grim Gemulets, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's it. Don, I know you're playing this. For somebody who doesn't really follow the TV show all that much, is it worth playing just independently?
I do feel that you need to have some knowledge of the TV show, basically know who the characters are. Like, you don't need to have seen every single episode. I think that's a bit useless, but you need to at least know who the people that you're encountering are, because they don't really tell you. But as far as the game itself goes, I would say it's a bit on the simpler side, but it's really well put together. Like, saying that for a licensed Ubisoft game is really freaking weird. Still there?
Yeah, still here.
Okay, sorry, I didn't hear anything. But yeah, so this game is made with the UbiArt engine, which is the engine that powered Rayman Legends.
Oh.
And this game looks goddamn gorgeous on the 3DS. Oh, something's happening to Neal, I see. But yeah, that game, if you put on the 3D, it's jaw-droppingly gorgeous. So I put it on my new 3DS so that the 3D doesn't like shake about, and you can just look into the layers, and it looks just fantastic. Like, because Rayman Origins on 3DS used that same engine, but it chugged along quite a lot. This actually just runs way smoother than that, like absolutely smooth. So the game runs great. It plays well. It has platforming mechanics, and you have to do a ton of collecting and using items to get through like platform stages. You have the two main characters that you have to switch between and use, for example, a grapple shot and that sort of stuff. So there's a lot of things to it. It's just a bit on the simpler side, but once you get in the groove of it, it's just a play and relax game. It's actually sort of enticing to play when it's late at night.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll have to keep an eye out. Although I'll probably have to watch a few episodes of the show just to know the characters before I dive into it fully. But sounds like a real good time.
Yeah, it's a good show, so it's a good game, so you have a good time. Like the witty writing is still there. Like they don't have any of the voice acting; it's just all plain text. Um, but you can still see the wittiness there, and it actually has input from the creators, which is a nice touch.
Huh.
Awesome. So yeah, that's a long list of releases. I mean, we didn't even get to like Fatal Frame came out this week and in North America, and Don, you get it next week in Europe.
Yeah,
And of course we have like Wild Gunman coming out on PC in Europe.
Yeah,
I
why is
played
that here? Like, come on, man.
I played some Wild Gunman today
I would have played some Wild Gunman this week.
before I remote.
And yeah, those Zapper games. I mean, I have the only one I really played was Duck Hunt. And yeah, the Wiimote Zapper worked really well there. I can't see it changing much for Wild Gunman. But of course, the main reason they put it out there was because of the whole Back to the Future Day connection.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Nintendo of America gives us a GBA version of the game we already had. Thanks.
That nobody wanted.
And you still also don't have Metroid Zero Mission.
Oh, shut up, man. Come on. I thought we were past this.
Anyway.
Virtual console shit until we get Zero Mission.
I mean, there's like hundreds of games on Virtual Console that I should and want to play. But yeah, where's Zero Mission? Come on, man.
Yeah.
It's going to be the pre-order bonus for Federation Force, the game of the year of 2016.
No!
You know what's going to be awesome? Federation
No!
Prime. Metroid Prime Federation Force is going to be the best game ever. I can't wait.
Oh, God.
I can't wait to play some Blast Ball.
I mean, we can play Rocket League after this if you really want to, Don.
I don't have Rocket League yet. I still need to buy it.
Anyway, back to the news here. A couple of quick stories. Thanks to a database update, the NPDs were delayed until this past Monday, which threw off a lot of people, but Nintendo had a pretty good September in as much as Super Mario Maker sold about 450,000 copies in North America in the first 3 weeks of sale, and somehow Happy House Arrest did 120,000 in a week. That's
good.
That's somewhat scary for the Animal Crossing game, but you had to figure it was kind of going to go down even with because it's a spin-off of Animal Crossing and
Right.
Yeah.
a more expensive one at that.
I've gone into the rabbit hole. I'm now trying to collect every single Amiibo card.
You enjoy that.
I've got my 3 or 4 packs. I'm happy with that. I'll use those for Amiibo Festival.
Yeah.
I'm not even touching those Amiibo cards unless they start a Pokemon line.
Yes.
I was curious, and I don't know. It was a moment of weakness when I got the Animal Crossing cards.
I mean, Pokemon cards have already kind of gone through an Amiibo phase back in that e-reader expansion.
Oh man, if you guys want to play some e-reader Pokemon, let's go. We can then scan in 4 cards and play Donkey Kong.
Yes. One time.
I was gonna say if we wanted to get real serious, we could play that Mario Party e-reader game, which is shockingly really fun.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like you're collecting superstar outfits, and you can play a mini game. The best part is that the Mario Party e-reader game, the e-reader is completely optional. Like it's for like every time, like you can draw a card, and it's either like play the e-reader challenge or like flip a coin.
Ah. Nice.
So yeah, that was the sales month. The most stunning thing of that list is that there were 4 different sports games in the top 10. I mean, NBA sold over 1 million, Madden, FIFA, and then NHL top 10 somehow.
Wow.
I'd like to think that the Blackhawks had something to do with that, Neal, but I don't know.
I can tell you this much: it wasn't Patrick King.
Huh.
It was probably all the good Canadian boy Jonathan Toews.
And everything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think Nintendo should probably be backing a dump truck full of money up to the office of 2K and a separate one at EA just to get those at least the sports titles on the next
Although
console.
Someone, I think it was Emily Rogers, like tweeted at me. I'm mildly outspoken on Twitter for my affection for arcade sports games, and she brought up the idea. I think she wrote something on her Tumblr or something along those lines about how Nintendo should be working with EA or someone to make like a first-party baseball game, because right now the only baseball game in the market
Oh
is
yeah.
MLB The Show, and like I don't think that'll happen because I think in order for that to work, like either Nintendo would have to give up too much or EA/2K would have to give up too much. But I would love to see that happen because I miss having sports games on my Nintendo platforms. Like all we get are mediocre to crappy Mario sports games. Well, I guess okay, Mario Strikers Charge was amazing, but like Mario Superstar Baseball, the recent golf and tennis outings have been okay.
We loved Mario Baseball on Wii.
I play, but it's still limited. Like that's.
But the fan service was
okay.
really great in that game. The fan service in that game was really darn great.
Yeah, but the gameplay's kind of shit. Like,
like
that's the thing. No, I mean, you play this Funky Kong, and he swung a frickin' surfboard. Like, that's great. I won't argue you there, but as far as like what that game had, and I remember, I think it was one of my earliest reviews on NWR. I'm going off of 7-year-old memories here. But the thing with that game is that like, okay, it's got like the cute little arcade adventure mode, and then like nothing. Like there's no kind of season mode. There's nothing like that, and that's kind of for me why like a Mario Golf game works is because it kind of has the same kind of progression as an actual golf game. Yeah. Whereas a lot of and why Mario Strikers was great because it had the sort of progression of an actual soccer game. Whereas, Mario Baseball and some of the other Mario sports games have just been kind of like, I don't know, it's like Mario doing his thing. And it's not, it's a good Mario game, not necessarily a good sports game. Right. And I think that's the thing that I would love to see happen. It's just that I think the odds of that happening to the degree that would work would require one side to give up too much, and I don't see either side really backing down. Although if one side were to kind of give up more, then maybe it's Nintendo giving up more to EA or 2K to, I mean, Mario Strikers already had some racing shit.
Giving up too much to EA. They put Mario characters in GameCube sports games.
Yeah, you know what? That's like NBA Street is great. And I think SSX was good too.
I love SSX on Tour. That was
I think the unfortunate, and like both of those games are great. I think was there a third one? Oh yeah, Little Mac was in Fight Night on GameCube. Yeah. And I think Super Punch Out was like unlockable or something. It was great, and those games were really good. But unfortunately, that was at the end of the GameCube, and like the third-party lines had already been drawn, and I don't think it really gave a boost to any of those games on Nintendo platforms because it was already kind of too far gone. I mean, it's like the whole Nintendo and third-party stuff is just so tough.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All I know is I wouldn't mind Nintendo taking advantage of their ability to do a licensed MLB game just because I want a Jose Bautista backflip Amiibo.
No, it'll be like Robinson Cano's Slump, the baseball game. It'll be like Howard Lincoln is sinking the Mariners simulator. Like, I don't know. Donald, I imagine you would have read that article. I think it was on Grantland or something that was basically just about how like Howard Lincoln is ruining the Mariners.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, and I mean it's not false. Because that like the Mariners have, I feel like they've been on the cusp of having a good team for the past couple of years, but they can't put it together. So we can just blame Nintendo. Link the Mariners to the Wii U.
Yeah, and like I said, as I proposed after the last shareholders meeting, if Nintendo ever needs money, pro sports teams are going for stupid amounts of money at this point. So
just threaten to take the Mariners out of Seattle, and then Seattle won't care, and then they'll be really sad after they change cities.
Too soon, man. Too soon.
Well, it's been like 5 years since the Supersonics left, man. Like,
yeah, and now Seattle is the LA of the National Basketball Association. Anyway, speaking of mediocre arcade sports titles, Mario Tennis Ultra Smash is going to have online and Amiibo support.
Yay!
And
okay. What's the Amiibo support? Can I like wear Samus costume? Put Link into the game?
It's it uses the Mario line of amiibos, which is basically all the Mario ones plus Donkey Kong, and
Rosalina as well.
And Rosalina
and Waluigi. Oh wait.
Oh.
Good, but you can train the amiibo to serve as a doubles partner, much the same way you would train a Smash Brothers character. Except I don't think you can build a completely broken core to do it in 3 fights. Yeah, I'm not saying anything, but you've probably already tempered your expectations about Mario Tennis from it being a $50 game. Go a little more temperance with coming.
Yeah. Yeah, the more I hear about Mario Tennis Ultra Smash, I don't think I'm buying this. Which is weird because I've gotten to a point in my life where it's like, oh, Nintendo's got a new game, I'm gonna go get Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer and then not touch it for a month. Like that's where I'm at in my life and running this site and everything. And I think that Mario Tennis Ultra Smash, I'm just looking at it and being like, I could probably do other things, catch up on games. Like, and I'm saying this as a person who's reasonably excited for Amiibo Festival, that like Mario Tennis Ultra Smash, I'm just like, no.
I kind of still want to see how Amiibo Festival is like. I still haven't played it, so I want to see that first.
I mean, I feel like Amiibo Festival has potential at the very least, where I feel like Mario Tennis Ultra Smash is already like shit.
and we will say no more about that, lest somebody get in trouble. All right, so it was a pretty light news week overall, although, to be fair, I think some of us were expecting a lot more, but next week is where a lot of that is going to come to pass. Because
guys, this time next week, we might be playing Nintendo's new mobile game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nintendo has their second quarter financial results meeting this coming Wednesday, so Tuesday evening, North America time, and early Wednesday morning in Europe. And then they've got a separate shareholders meeting on Thursday, Japan time. So there's going to be probably some decent news coming out of that, like the mobile game, which is either going to be announced there or at DNA's results in early November. We'll probably find out about the loyalty program because they did want to talk about that at the second quarter call, although to be fair, that was Iwata that said that, and of course plans have probably changed.
And I guess kind of on top of that, I have heard some murmurs that like that loyalty program is coming along and in testing. So
yeah, and
it'll be cool.
Yeah, and there was a big online maintenance on Monday of this week for the online services. They're going back and doing that again this coming Monday.
Yeah,
so
it's probably prepping for the loyalty stuff.
Yeah, probably a lot of back-end stuff for that. Although we'll probably get another stability update for one of the systems just because.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
The Great Stability War of 2015 rages on.
You can balance an egg on the 3DS at this point.
Yep.
although the last update did kill some of the homebrew stuff as well, apparently. So. And Ironfall's back on the eShop now if you're thinking of going that route.
Yes, Ironfall. Wait,
is that good?
There was like a week or two where I was pretty excited for that game, and then I played the demo and was not.
Oh.
It's technically impressive that it was made by 3 dudes, but meh.
It's like Gears on 3DS.
Sort of.
Yeah, sort of.
But if Gears was made by 3 dudes, so like you're like, wow, man, really good job, but eh.
So that's what we're looking at for next week. It's going to be a pretty busy time, and we know about a couple of releases for Europe, but North America seems to be generally quiet for that going into Halloween.
Well, maybe the mobile game will be Metroid Zero Mission.
Okay, I don't think we're getting any lower than that. So let's just wrap this up.
All right.
Yeah. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. My God, we stayed in double figures for most of the show.
Hey.
So we're moving on up in the world. And I want to thank all you guys for coming out tonight, especially this late at night on a Saturday. I'm assuming most of you have lives.
I'm just sitting home,
Just glad to be here.
What is that?
Yeah, so you can find Zach on Twitter at ZMiller1902. That's ZMiller1902. You could find Neal on Twitter at nron10, and you could find the both of them on the Sandstars podcast, which is on the Crosstalk Radio Network.
Yeah.
Zach
We
and I
were going to record a show in Wisconsin, but
and then
things
some
took a
asshole went to
turn.
the hospital.
I
So
know.
that ended that. We were going to do it after the game. We had this plan, and then, nope, hospital.
Nope, Zach's going to the ER.
But yeah, we should be having a post Green Bay episode being recorded soonish. It's about a monthly show at this point. The original hope was like twice a month, but time is making fools of us all.
We have lives. Hey, Neal. Clay Matthews is my waifu.
Oh, that's cute.
And you can,
Josh Sitton is mine, so he looks like Thor.
and you can
Clay
find,
Matthews looks like Thor. Are you kidding me?
Well, yeah, I guess just like
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Josh Sitton
Hackers.
looks like Thor if he ate a lot more.
yeah, and you can find.
Well, no, actually, they both were Pitch Perfect too.
All right. Anyway,
That was the funniest part of that movie.
all right. You can find Don on Twitter at Nintendon. That's NINTENDAAN. He also has a very active YouTube channel, which a lot of videos are going to be going up on that in the next few days, and weeks. So keep it locked there, and we'll try to migrate some of. We'll see if we can migrate some of that over to NWR as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm currently. After this, we'll upload a video for that Gravity Falls game we just discussed, so that will be uploaded tonight.
All right.
Or morning.
Yeah, and I'm on Twitter at Donald Nick, and I do have a podcast as well, Nintendo Free Radio, the unofficial podcast of the NWR forums. We should have a new episode up by the end of the maintenance.
Oh.
All right.
Whatever.
All right. Thank you very much, guys, and we will see you next week. Alex should be back as well.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Bye.
All right.
Bye.